Hello everyone, I'm Fiz. Fuzz is not here today, but today we are going to be continuing our Noob to Pro series in Starving Artists. And I actually haven't been in this account for quite some time. That's mainly because the game hasn't updated in a very long time, and they finally did get an update out. They have this new season pass. It's been out for a while. I just haven't been in it since it came out, but even in my main account, I haven't really played much. But I did play for a couple of days here and there afterwards, and yeah, so I just thought it'd be a good idea to get back into this series. And actually, in today's video, I want to talk about 10 things that I wish I knew when I first started Starving Artists, which hopefully will help you guys. And maybe some of these things you know, some of these things you may not know, but they are definitely going to be useful for new people, I think, starting out. So first of all, I just wanted to remind everybody where we left off in this series. So we ended up with 80 sold and 25 bought. And some of the stuff that I still have, oops, wrong button. Some of the stuff that I still have in my inventory. So this one here was the first one that I ever made. And this one and this one were the two other ones that I haven't sold yet. I sold the other ones that I made, and then these four are ones that I ended up buying from other people. This one I bought for 3, this one I bought for 3, this one for 3, and this one for 4. And I think there were a couple other ones that I also sold, bought and sold. So yeah, this account is kind of picking up. Like in this server alone, it's kind of funny. This server doesn't have a lot going on, but I'm the 4th highest in sold here, which is interesting. But anyway, so let's get started. Before I continue with that, I wanted to mention in my main account, I actually just hit 6,000 in sold. So it's like 6,000 on the dot, which is kind of cool. But yeah, so doing good over there. But over here, wanted to kind of share how to get from this point to that point, or at least, somewhat close to that point. I'm definitely not going to be able to replicate that because that took many hours. So anyway, let's get started. The first thing that I wanted to share was art coins. So art coins are useful for two things. The first thing, which I think most people know, is buying these frames and effects. Now, when I first started playing, I used to spend all my art coins on frames and effects. And it wasn't until a while later that I realized that art coins can actually be used for something far more interesting, and that is auctions. So you can see here that the amount of art coins is on the right here, and you can see, people bid this many art coins for these auctions. And some people initially would have thought that this is Robux, but it's not actually Robux, it's actually art coins. So I would recommend that, ooh, my camera is getting all weird. I would recommend that you actually save your art coins, or, a lot of your art coins, and save up enough so that you can actually bid on some of these, because this is where you can make some pretty good money. Like if you buy if you buy art with art coins and then sell it for Robux, that's even if you're able to only just get one, that's a pretty good starting point to get you going. So like for example, this one, the minimum is 61,000. Right now I have this account I have 2,500. So I've got a ways to go here, but I literally just started this account. My other account, I have, I think, 28,000 art coins, and I probably bought more than 40,000 art coins worth of effects and stuff like that. So if I had just saved that, I may have not have had as much in bought art, but like art, sold art, not bought. But I would have probably been able to get one of these auctions, and I probably would have been able to sell it for a pretty decent amount. So yeah, something to definitely keep in mind, especially if you're not sure, if you weren't sure that this was art coins or not. It's definitely not mentioned anywhere here that this is art coins, so it did take me a while to figure that out. All right, so that's number one. The number two thing that I would say is very important is that you should make friends in the game. So if you find someone that you like and that you like to buy art from, or you find someone who likes your art, make sure you friend them in game, because a lot of the sales that I have made in this game have come from people that I have met in the game that I've either liked their art and bought from them and resold their art for more, or it's people that have liked my art, bought my art, and have come back and bought more from me. You know, when they see me online, they just join my server, that kind of thing. So I would highly recommend that you make friends in this game, especially people that, you know, just enjoy playing it and you know, are active. And you can also find people who are pretty rich in the game and have a lot of sold art, and then when you join their server, you're more likely to find other people who have the same type of bought and sold amounts. So that can also help you because they will, other people will see them talking to you, and then they'll come by and check out your stuff and will buy stuff from you too. So definitely make friends. Okay, number three. Number three is reselling, and reselling is a great way to make money while increasing your bot amount, because as you can see, a lot of people will have like, you know, I'd say, you know, they have like, I don't know, 500 sold and 0 bought, right? And then you think like those people like to, they're able to sell art, but they're not buying any art. So they're not reselling. And if they resell, then they could probably make more. But also, people are more likely to engage with you if they see that you've bought art as well as sold art. So it's good to have a, you know, a decent ratio. And it's not like you have to force the issue. You don't have to like increase your numbers on bot just to show that you buy art. You can just happen naturally. Like you buy something for 5 or 10 and you resell it for, you know, 15 to 20, for example. So your numbers in bot will go up, but your numbers in sold will also go up. And the ratio between the two will help you to, you know, to show that you're active, but also it'll help increase your numbers faster. I try and keep a 1 in 5 ratio on my other accounts. So like I have, right now I have 6,000 in sold art, and I think I have like 1,600 in bought. So it's not exactly, you know, the right ratio, but if you try and keep it around that ratio, I think that's a good starting point. And like I said, I didn't force the issue. It just kind of happened. So yeah, definitely do things like that to make sure that you're staying engaged and stuff. And I'm just kind of standing around. I'm not really moving, but let's just go around and check out some stuff while we're talking here. And I actually don't have any Robux on this account. This is actually pretty cool. But oh, I do have some. Oh, I have 14. Oh yeah, okay. This is nice actually. But I don't know, maybe not for 7. Anyway, let's just look around and see while we're talking. So number 4 is draw with your live preview on, especially if you take commissions. So sometimes you'll see people, you know, write on their board that, you know, they take commissions or their commissions are open. So those are the types of people that will generally be drawing with their live preview on. So if you don't know what I mean, I'll just run back to my stand. Man, I really wish I had my, my, what's it called? This thing, the airbrush mount. I have that on my other account, and it's super useful. But yeah, so live preview. So I don't know, oh yeah, I was I was messing around with. I was showing my niece how to draw a heart, I think, at one point. Yeah, so the live preview. If you press on here, you can go live, and then it takes a little while to show up, but you know, you'll see it eventually. So if you draw with live on, then people will see that you're not actually AFK, because a lot of people will just sit here and just, you know, with go live off, and then you won't know whether they're AFK or they're actually drawing something. And the other thing is that people will see that you're not scripting art if you're actually drawing it live. People who are scripting art will generally not have their live preview on, so that's another thing. And then the third thing is, that leads into my next point, is number 5. Commissions are a great way to make Robux. So, you know, like I was saying, if you put, you know, commissions open up here, and then you're also drawing in live, and people can see that you're actually drawing your own art, then they're more likely to ask you to do a commission for them. So if you're not sure what a commission is basically just you take a request from somebody to draw something, you draw it for them, and they give you a certain amount of money for, this is really cute, for drawing the thing for them. So something that you would normally just be able to resell for like, I don't know, 30 Robux, somebody else would be willing to pay you like 80 or 100 Robux to draw it for them, because they're taking a special request, you're taking a special request from them, and they're willing to pay more. So I've actually done things like that one drawing that I have, Jack from Nightmare Before Christmas. This is one that I bought from somebody on this account, but on my main account, I actually drew something similar for somebody, and they actually paid me 100 Robux for it. And it was pretty simple. Like, I just found a good reference. It wasn't the exact perfect reference. I had to kind of change it around a little bit to make it fit, but yeah, you can definitely do that. And like, for example, like I bought this for 4, and the other person, it was pretty much just a similar drawing, and I ended up selling it for 100 on my other accounts. So people are willing to pay more for stuff because they just want it, and they're not necessarily looking to resell it. They just like having art, and they have Robux to spend, so they just like putting it on display and having it not for sale. So yeah, that's another good thing. The number 6 thing that I wish I had known when I first started was server hopping. So when I first started, I would just stay in a server for hours and hours, and everyone would just kind of see this. It would be the same people, and they would see your stuff, they wouldn't buy it, and then that would just kind of pile up, and then you would be in a server where everybody has already seen your stuff and nobody's like looking to buy it. So if you're in a server for a while and you notice that no one's buying anything, then just jump to a new server. You're gonna be able to find new people, and you'll be able to get more interest in your art. So I would definitely recommend doing that, and that's something that I wish I had done a lot more of before when I first started. And yeah, this is pretty nice. These are pretty cute. I like them. So that's the other thing, server hopping. And like even this server, like I've been in here for a while. If I wasn't recording this video, I probably would have left the server a while ago. And also don't judge me on my on my message board here. I literally just had it say AFK, thanks for visiting before, and then I just removed the AFK because I wasn't AFK, and I haven't had a chance to update it yet. So I'm fine with leaving it the way it is right now. So that was number 6. Number 7 is learn to spot scripted art and overused art. So I don't think I've seen anything on here on this server that is scripted or overused. Maybe this Charmander over here would be something that's probably overused. But you'll start getting a hang of those kinds of things the more you play. So generally speaking, servers that have a lot of people that have high numbers will have more scripted art. And you can tell that something's scripted by looking at the blurriness of the picture. I don't know if I'll be able to find anything on here on this server that is like that. There's actually some decent art, but this Kirby on the star thing, that's something that I would consider to be overused. So that's another example. But yeah, this server doesn't have anything scripted really, which is nice. That's a rare thing. And I think the developers did add something that marks when something is considered scripted, or they have like a way of determining that something's scripted, and then they have like this little printed icon, a printer icon, so that tells you that it's scripted. So it's a little bit easier now, potentially, to figure out what's scripted and what isn't, but definitely when I started, it wasn't as easy. But yeah, it should be easier now. But just keep an eye out for more like blurry pictures that can tell you that something's scripted. If people are able to get past the little printer icon, which I think some people have figured out how to do. So yeah, that comes with time. Number 8 is don't sit on a high price for too long. So there have been some pictures that I've drawn that have sat for a week or 2 or even more, and I've just been too stubborn to lower the price because I get too attached to the picture, and I feel like it definitely can sell for that much. But there is a balance between patience and actually selling and moving stuff. Like you don't want to sit on art for too long, especially if your inventory is full of stuff that you want to sell. You're better off selling, like for example, this picture here. I'm better off selling this for 15 and just getting rid of it and sitting on it for weeks on end and not selling it. So I'm just going to lower this to 15, and then somebody will come along and say, okay, so this person's selling for 15, I can probably resell this for 25. And maybe they're not thinking about how long it's going to take to resell, but at the very least they'll have the value in there, so somebody else will come along and say, okay, this has been bought before, so they'll be more willing to buy it for 25. Whereas I have no value on this painting. And for me to sell it for 20 is probably asking too much because somebody else is not going to be able to sell it for too much more to make a profit. So, you know, the longer something sits, the more you should incrementally lower it until you eventually do find somebody who is willing to buy it. There are definitely some pieces that I would say hang on to if they're worth the price, because, you know, if you have something that's being sold for 150, then, you know, you can sell it for 150, but it might take you, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks to sell it. But it's worth it rather than dropping the price to 50 and, you know, not making as much. Sure, you'll sell it for 50, but it's probably worth way more than that. So you'll get a sense for that once you play more, but main thing is, yeah, just don't sit on prices for too long, especially when you're just first starting out. So number 9 is always have backup art in your inventory in case someone buys you out. So it's happened to me a few times where, you know, I have a full display of art and then somebody comes along, you know, who's got lots of Robux and they like the prices that you're putting your stuff up for. This is cute. I like this. I get so easily distracted. Not for 20 though. But it's nice. I like it. So yeah, somebody's come along and just liked all the stuff that I've got on display and they'll just buy it all, you know, and then you make, like, you're selling stuff, everything for 15 to 20, and then, you know, you make like 100 Robux, but then you have no art left. So then you're scrambling to get art, right? And if you don't have any Robux to be able to buy stuff, then you're kind of scrambling to make your own art to fill up your stuff again. So I would suggest, you know, always stay on top of keeping backups in your inventory in case something like that happens. That's a good thing when it happens, but not so good when, you know, you come back after being AFK and see that you've got nothing on display and you don't have anything to replace it with. So yeah, that's that. And number 10, the number 10 thing, and this is probably the most important thing. It might not be the most useful piece of advice based on everything that I've just said, but it is the thing that will make sure that you are successful in this game and that you don't feel discouraged and quit. So, and it's exactly that. And, you know, it's number 10 is have fun and don't get discouraged. Like, you might not sell stuff fast at the beginning, or, you know, it might take you a while to get into the groove, but the important thing is that don't expect too much from games like this. Okay, this is a donation game, right? People have to spend their hard-earned Robux in this game. So you're gonna kind of have to be patient and don't feel like, you know, you're failing because you're not selling stuff, or, you know, don't get frustrated because people aren't buying stuff from you, or, you know, you can't find good stuff to resell, or, you know, you spend a whole bunch of money on stuff and you just have a hard time reselling it. Just take my other tips and apply them while you're playing and just, you know, have fun. That's what this is. This is a game, right? So don't take it too seriously and just enjoy yourself. And, you know, you just, if you find something that you enjoy drawing in this game, then, you know, draw it and then people will buy it from you. You know, they'll see the passion and they'll like what you're putting out. And yeah, that's my number 10. So hopefully these tips have been useful for you guys. I wasn't expecting that I was going to sell anything in this video. I just wanted to, you know, put out that list to help people and, you know, see if it could be any more useful to you than it has been on my journey, you know, learning all these things. So I'm probably going to stay AFK in here for a little bit. Hopefully something comes of it, but I'm, again, not expecting anything. But yeah, hopefully that was helpful. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.